Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 24, 2021. I want to talk about crypto stocks, crypto stocks. Crypto stocks have been going up and down drastically with China crackdown. So with that, we'll look at few stocks and see if we can buy them right now. First is GreenBox. It's a great stock. Has done very nicely. We'll look at the GreenBox and see if it's worth buying. Next is Marathon. Marathon is a Bitcoin miner. It's again a great stock in these days. We'll see if it's worth buying at this point. Last but not least is Riot Blockchain. Again, a great company. We'll look at this company also. So with that, let's look at this downturn in crypto and see if we can make some opportunity here and buy some of these great stocks. With that, let's get started. From a headline perspective, as you can see here, Bitcoin is sliding off late, last 2-3 weeks, and big money managers like Kathy Wood from ARK Investments, she bought 1 million shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. This is one of these Bitcoin trust like an ETF as you can think of. So I think she's doing some right thing, buying when it's down. And June 23 here, Bitcoin surged 18%. This is where, when it drops so drastically, there is always a bounce. So many folks will, buy on the dips for the bounce like this 18%, 20% bounce. And then they will be off and then they'll buy again. So this is one way to play the game. Buy when it drops drastically. Don't buy too much. Have some room, some money left. But when there is a surge or a bounce back, you can sell some. Again, June 22, crypto crash wipes out 1.3 trillion. This is where there is a huge crash once in a while. In the crypto market, it's very much expected. I've seen the movie many times. It wipes out, crashes, and then it comes back. Again, Cathy Wood bought 1 million. Same story here. We talked about it. Bitcoin surged. Bitcoin sinks to 2 weeks low as China intensifies crypto mining crackdown. And commodities from copper to corn tumble on racing dollar. So as you can see, a lot of news about Bitcoin off late, and many of it are really Bitcoin crashing off late, and folks like Cathy Wood buying the Bitcoin. So with that, let's see what we can do and look at few Bitcoin stocks here. So from a crypto ETF perspective, exchange traded fund perspective, we got GBTC, which is Grayscale Bitcoin. As you look at the trend here, one day, which is yesterday, Bitcoin is down 0.79%, at least this ETF down for 13 day. 5 day 13% down, 10 days 7.70% down, 1 month down again, 3 months down again, 6 months down. As you can see here, when it comes down this drastically, it's always a good idea to buy a little bit, and then just sock it away and put it away. And once it bounces back nicely, you can take some profit off. And as you can see here, this trust here, GBTC, has done 2,403% in last 5 years and 163% just in 1 year. So you cannot go wrong with this. You can always buy in these levels a little bit and sock it away. Only thing to notice is the expense ratio is a little bit high, which is understandable. They have to also make some money, but I think with this performance here, it's okay to pay a little bit higher expense ratio and go from there. Then we got, this is a biggest of the ETF here, $23 billion under the asset. Then we got a couple more here, BCLN, Siren Nasdaq. So this is $46 ETF here. Has done nicely for 1 year. And as you can see, a similar story here. They have been down from 3 months all the way to 1 week. And yesterday, June 23rd, they had a small bounce here. As next is LEGR, again $42 ETF here, and they've been down, as you can see here, all the way from 10 day to 1 day. The pattern continues. As you look through here, Ethereum is one of the another bigger ETF here, $8 billion under management. And similar story here from 1 month, 10 day, 5 day, they're down and they had a small bounce in yesterday's trade. So from this, what you can make out is really, Bitcoin has been dropping, crypto has been dropping since last, 6 months to 3 months, and at least now it's showing some sign of bouncing back, at least in the yesterday's trade. So this is our opportunity. We can buy a little bit. If it bounces, it's a good story. If it falls a little more, you can add to your position slowly, so that way you have a nice position and you're not burnt because you're not buying a huge quantity at once. And many of these have done nicely they're as you can see here, they've done pretty nicely from a RSI perspective. I think they're pretty okay here, 37%, 37, 35. So it tells you it's okay to buy many of these ETFs at these levels. Coin here, I think RSI is a little higher, but I think it's okay with this weakness here. You could coin looks like it's been doing nicely. Probably we can wait on this a little bit, but others, they have been dropping off pretty drastically here. It's good to add to the position here. Now let's look at bigger chart here to see what's going on in the crypto area. The way I organized this chart is we got the ticker symbol here, the company name, the price of the stock itself, market cap. Sales is very important to me. We have sales here and the sales growth. Always look at the sales growth to make sure companies are growing. Then we got the margins, the gross margin, the net margin. I typically try to look at companies with the positive gross margin, but it's not always the case in case of stocks like crypto stocks. Then we look at the debt to equity ratio. A higher debt to equity ratio is a red flag. For example, MicroStrategy, they've got 4.8 debt to equity ratio. That tells you they are having a lot of debt on their balance sheet and a lot of financial leverage. So that's a little bit red flag. And same story with Square, I'm not too much worried. Legendary CEO Jack Dorsey, he knows what he's doing. Square is also becoming a bank, so I think in case of Square it's justified. But MicroStrategy, I think they have a lot of crypto assets on their balance sheet. I think they're also taking some debt, so something to watch out. Then we got ROE, tells you profitability of the company. In some cases, as you can see, it's positive. That's a good sign here. Those are the stronger companies. And others, I think it's a negative in some cases. We have to watch out a little bit. RSI tells you that good to enter and buy at this time. Anytime RSI is below 50, it's okay to buy at the time slowly. But if RSI is above 55, 60, you got to wait a little bit, wait for a pullback. Example, NVIDIA, it's a great stock. I would wait for a small pullback. Its RSI is 77 and they're almost at their 52-week high, just 2% off of 52-week high. Then we have institution ownership that tells you how much institutions are backing or supporting this stock and what's their ownership. As you look at some of the smaller companies like GreenBox, institutions are not really there yet. But individual investors like us, we can buy some and sock it away. Typically when the stock does well, that's when institutions will take notice. Otherwise, because they have a lot of money to invest, they will look other places. Then we have short ratio here that tells you is it a candidate for a short squeeze. In case of GreenBox, it's a candidate for a short squeeze right now. Short ratio is about 10% and stock has been falling off in 2 week, 1 week, and it had a bounce in yesterday's trade. PS ratio is also very important. Anytime PS ratio is higher, like Marathon, Riot blockchain, and even bit mining, so you got a little bit watch out, and even EQOS, because those are a little bit rich from a valuation perspective. So I would just be careful and buy those stocks only on the down days. Then we got performance here, performance from a 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, 1 month perspective and all the way to 1 year. So I try to watch out how is the performance. If the company is doing nicely and it's been dropping off late and trying to bounce off, in that case it's a good one to buy slowly and add to position. But if the company is already, at the 52-week high, like in this case, NVIDIA, I would wait a little bit, watch for a little bit drop off or a pullback, and then buy. Then I also look at how is the company doing on a 1 year and 5 year basis. For example, GreenBox has done nicely even for 5 years. Same is the story with Riot blockchain and MOGO here and Silvergate. Some of those companies, it's pretty okay to buy slowly on the weakness because they will do okay. Then also look at 52-week high, how much it's off from the 52-week high. If it is off so much and trying to recover in the near term, then it's okay to buy. But if there is no end at the site, it's been dropping drastically, then if you're a contrarian, you can buy some. Otherwise, stay away till you see an uptick. So that's the strategy here. With that, let's look at a few stocks here and go through the detail. GreenBox, great stock, $12 stock, low market cap, just $533 million in market cap, and they've got $13 million in sales. So if as you'll see through this, look through this company here, they got a nice sales growth here, 42% in 1 year, 2,437% quarter over quarter. Nice gross margin. They're not there from a net margin perspective yet. Very low or no debt, which is always good to know. And RSI tells you it's okay to buy some at this point. And as you scan through here, stock has been dropping in last 1 week and 2 week, trying to bounce here. They're down 39% from 52-week high. So with that, I would buy some at this time and hold it for a while. Wait for a nice pullback or a nice bounce back. Next is Marathon Digital. The way I kind of highlighted some of these stocks, whenever you see a positive sales growth, typically quarter over quarter, I'm bolding those stocks up here. For example, GreenBox. There's a positive quarter over quarter sales growth. It's bolded up. Same story with Marathon, Riot, and so on and so forth. And wherever I have green, that means it's okay to buy slowly at this point because stock has been falling off. But generally, it's a good stock. You can buy some and wait for a nice bounce back. With that, let's look at Marathon here. Marathon, $27 stock. It's off 52% from 52-week high, and it's a little bit bigger market cap perspective, $2.7 billion. A nice sales, $13 million in the last 12 months, and nice sales growth. I love this sales growth. From a gross margin perspective, company is still negative. So I think company like Marathon, it's okay to have negative gross margin, because they're investing heavily in themselves. And as you look through here, they got nice ROE, means company is profitable at this time. There is very low or no debt. That's always good to know. And RSI is 49, tells you it's okay to buy some at these levels. It has got some institutional ownership. That's good to know. And from a valuation perspective, it's a little bit higher. So you got to watch out. So whenever valuation is higher like this, I would buy the stock on the down days. So take some advantage there. Short ratio is 16%. That tells you this can result in a short squeeze and stock can go up on a good news. So right now, I think this stock has not fallen too much off, as you can see here. In 1 week, 8%, but they tried to bounce back yesterday. So this is one of the strongest stocks. You could buy this on the weekdays and take it from there. Then we got Riot blockchain here, one of my favorites, along with the GreenBox and Marathon, $32 stocks. It's done very nicely. It's $33 million in sales, and they've done nicely from a sales acceleration perspective in 5 years, 1 year, quarter over quarter. Nice gross margin, and net margin is a little negative at this time. I could see them becoming net margin positive pretty soon. And as you look through here, RSI is 52. That tells you it's okay to buy slowly at this point. High short ratio, again, same story here. They can bounce back on any good news here. Price to sales ratio tells you it's a little bit expensive, not as expensive as Marathon, but still a little expensive here. And zero or no debt or low debt, which is always good. And this stock also did not take too much beating. It's a down 5% from 52-week high, and they're down 59% from 52-week high. So I would buy this stock also at any weakness and add to position. As you can see here, it's been doing nicely for 6 months, 1 year, and all the way to 5 years. So as you scan through here, I love Silvergate. It's a great stock. Anytime Silvergate is below $100, I would buy some and hold it for a while. So this company, I think it's doing great. It's a bank, $100 million in sales, and they've done nicely from a sales growth perspective, and they got some good net margin also. This is one of the stabler companies, but goes up and down with the Bitcoin crash and bounce back. It's 47% down from 52-week high, and they've been down for last 2 weeks and last 1 week, and they also tried to bounce back yesterday. So I would buy this also on the weakness. And MicroStrategy is one of those stocks which is a very nice trading stock. It goes up and down drastically. I would catch MicroStrategy when they're down, and I will basically sell it off when they're up. Right now, as you can see, they're down. It's a good buying opportunity at this time. I would buy some on this weakness and sell it off as they bounce off. Then we got a few stocks here. BTBT, again, great stock. I would buy this company on this weakness here. They're down very nicely, as you can see here, still up nicely for 1 year. I would be accumulating a small position in BTBT, trying to build my position as the stock is coming off. This company will also do nicely as Bitcoin recovers or crypto recovers. Then we got Canaan. It's a hardware stock. This also kind of bounces all the way through. Has done nicely for 1 year, and as you scan through this here, they've done not so great in a 2 week, 1 week basis, even yesterday. So these weakness that we see right now, it's good to buy some Canaan. Canaan is in the blast zone of this crash because China is crashing. They have a lot of regulations for Bitcoin. Canaan is China-based Bitcoin hardware company. That's why they are taking a big beating here. Whereas other stocks like Marathon and Riot, they're USA-based company, and they're trying to show some bounce back in last 1 day. Then we got Overstoc. Overstoc is again a great stock. They're reinventing themselves in all these new areas like blockchain. I think this company is a good one to buy on any weakness. As you can see here, Overstoc, they're not too much impacted as of now. Bitcoin is one portion of their business, and they've nicely bounced back yesterday. And as you can see here, it's a good stock. I would buy this on the weakness, and this stock also gives you opportunity for trading because it goes up and down drastically. Square is again great company, whether Bitcoin or not. You can always bank on Square. I would buy this one in a weakness here, accumulate a nice position. It's okay to buy Square in your retirement account and long-term account also. We got NVIDIA. NVIDIA is again great company. I would not chase this at this time. I would wait for this to pull back and then only I will buy some. Right now it's almost at 52-week high. We have Bit Mining, $7.85 stock here, and this as you can see here, it also slid with market here. It's okay to buy this company also on this weakness. It's got a 9% short ratio, has done nicely in 1 year, and I would buy this slowly on this weakness, add to position. PayPal is a great stock. It's a little bit higher price stock. I would buy this on the weakness. I will not chase right now. It's almost 7% off from 52-week high. I would buy this on the weakness and down days slowly. AMD, great stock. Dr. Lisa Su, CEO, she's really taking AMD, to nice places. I think it's a great stock. They're giving Intel stiff competition. I would buy this on any down day. Right now it's up as you can see here, but still it's down 16%. Whenever the stock pulls back, I would buy some AMD. Companies like SaaS, EBON, they have been going down. They have not shown too much conviction to go up. But if you're a long-term investor, you could buy some and hold it. But typically, off late, SaaS and EBON, they're not, trading stocks because they've been sliding, every day. But if you're a long-term investor, you could buy some and hold it for a while. I would not buy call options on these because these are really money down the drain at this time for a short term. We got Coinbase, again a great stock here, $226. They're down 47%. I think this is one of the good investments in the Bitcoin and crypto space. They're adding more and more crypto. Whether crypto goes up or down, these guys will get their commission from crypto trading. So it's a little bit better play. I would buy this also on this weakness here slowly and add to position. So with that, let's look at few stocks in a little more detail and see what can be done. Even though I like many of these, especially one that are highlighted in green here, and also some others like say stocks like MicroStrategy. I also like them on down days, and NVIDIA, and also I like them on down days. So with that, let's jump into few stocks here. The first one we'll talk about is GreenBox. GreenBox POS, ticker symbol GBOX. It's a technology company. They sell blockchain-based payment solutions. They also designed their systems are designed to facilitate, record, and store a volume of tokenized assets. So it's really based on the blockchain-based ledger. So with that, as we look through this earnings per share, company has been losing money from an earnings per share perspective. Very typical of these growth companies. They try to invest in themselves. That's why you see this pattern here. I think Wall Street is giving them a pass at this time. But if you look at the sales is okay. They have positive sales in 2019, 2020. I would love to see sales accelerating a little bit, but right now it's okay, not great, it's okay. From a shares outstanding, I think they've done a great job. After it went up in 2018, 2019, in 2020 they kind of reduced the shares outstanding count, which is always good. From a news perspective, looks like they launched a stable coin token. Stable coin is one of the great great crypto. It's kind of in parity with the US dollars. This is used to really trade between the bitcoins and use this as a good token. Many people love stable coin. I think it's a great news here, and it's also doing some more things here. Greenbox POS selects Armanino to provide real-time attestation. That's always good. And they also join Russell 3000 and Russell Micro Cap. That's a very good news because as you join these bigger indices, the stock volume and ownership will pick up. That's always good. And looks like they're partnering with East Media, IS Media, always good. I think overall from a news perspective, it's really positive news. I would really buy some on this weakness here and take it from there. And from a numbers perspective, I think it's a great company. It's $12 stock. Sales in last 12 months, $13 million. Good market cap, low still. It's a $533 million market cap. Nice sales growth, nice gross margin. Net margin negative. They're not making money yet. They got low debt, as you can see here. And as you look through, RSI indicates it's okay to buy some. It's been falling off since last 2 weeks and 1 week. Done nicely for 1 year, 5 year. I think that's a good one. And as you look through the volume here, they've done nice trading volume. This is a liquid stock, as you can see here. Yesterday, 715,000 shares traded. Average volume in 3 months is 1.0 million shares traded. Good. They got nice cash, very low debt, just $1 million debt. And free cash flow negative at this time, which is understandable for these type of companies. And as you see here, money is flowing into the stock. It's 58 at this time, and they're spending money on R&D. Always good to know. And they're below their 20-day moving average. They're up above 50-day moving average, and they're actually, as you can see here, $11 is 120-day moving average. They're above 120-day moving average, and they're also above their 200-day moving average. So there's a temporary weakness in 1 week and 2 week. I would take advantage and buy some and take it from there. Next, we look at the technical analysis of this little bit. GreenBox stock is at, as you can see here, $12 stock right now. And IV is high, 72.2 implied volatility rank. If you're a put option seller or a premium seller from a put option perspective, you could sell some put option under $12, maybe say $8 or $7, and make some money that way. And if the stock comes to that level, you could buy some and add to your position. That's one way to trade, but I would also buy stock outright slowly at these levels. Stock has done nicely. If you look at the chart here, big drop here. I think around this time I asked folks to buy. I did a piece on this company. It recovered nicely now. Now there is a drop. I would take advantage of this drop and buy some and hold it for a while. And as you look at the RSI here, it's doing pretty nicely here. Right now it's trying to recover. Still low RSI. RSI is 51. It's okay to enter at this time on this temporary weakness. From an IV, we talked about it. It's a little higher. It's okay to sell some premium put options and make some money that way. Make sure you don't go above 50-day, to expiration if you're selling put options. And from a DMI perspective, right now, it's a negative or a bearish, mildly bearish, because the blue line is below red line. The distance is not too much. That's why it's mildly bearish at this time. It's okay to buy some at this point. And check-in money flow is indicating smart money is it pulled out of the stock. Now it's trying to go back in a little bit. That's a good story. And volume on the balance, volume also indicates right now volume is kind of flowing into the stock. That's always good to know. So with that, from a technical analysis perspective, this chart tells you, hey, been there, done that. So it's washed down, went up, down. Now it will go up again, and chart tells you it's okay to buy at these levels. Next is Marathon Digital, ticker symbol MARA. Again, they're a crypto mining company, and they have a blockchain ecosystem. They're also in US. All this China news is hitting the market. This is a US based company, so they're a little bit away from the blast zone here. It's okay to really look at these companies here. From an earnings per share perspective, I think they are showing some positive trend here. They were negative all the way, but now they're a little bit, they're improving from an earnings per share perspective, not positive yet. Sales, I think they're showing some improvement. As you can see here, it's always good to have some improvement. Shares outstanding, this is one area. I think it's has gone up significantly in 2020. Probably they provided some secondary offerings or something along those lines. I think they have to watch this slowly and bring this outstanding count down. From a major news perspective, looks like folks are wondering, is it a good time to buy, which is as usual. And they're also joining Russell 2000, which is a good story here. This will increase their holdings in the big ETF like Russell 2000 or IWM. Generally, I think there is no negative news here. It's okay to really invest in this stock slowly. And from a fundamental perspective, $27 stock, not too much at all. You could slowly buy on this weakness. From a valuation perspective, little high for my taste. That's why these type of stocks I would buy on the down days, like last week, like last Friday as example, and slowly accumulate. And from a volume perspective, solid volume, $9.2 million shares. Yesterday, 18 million shares average in last 3 months. It's a solid trading volume. You don't lose too much money in the slippage. So I think it's okay to buy this company. They got a lot of cash, as you can see here, $505 million cash, no debt. That's always good to know. That's why this is one of the stabler companies. Even though valuation is high, they have money to survive. Money flow indicates it's okay, money is flowing into the stock, and they are above 20-day moving average. They're a little bit below their 50-day moving average. They're below their 120-day moving average, and a little bit above their 200-day moving average. ROA is positive. That's always good to know. It's a profitability sign. I think ROE also positive. So its company is profitable. From a management effectiveness perspective, also it's good. So with that, I would invest in this stock on this temporary weakness and hold it for a while. From a technical perspective, as you can see here, nice looking chart. It's got up and down, up and down. Really, as you can see here, higher highs to some extent and some stabilization here. Now there is some pullback. It's trying to try to see where to go from here. Generally, these type of stocks, it's always got some up and down. It's a nice trading stock here. You could take this temporary weaknesses opportunities here, here, here. Always went up. Now it's one more leg down here. I would buy here. It will do well in the long run. RSI tells you it's okay to buy now. 48 meaning it's oversold at this time. As you can see here, IV percentile is 21, so I would not sell any put options or a premium here. Instead, if you want to buy some call option longer term, you could do it. But otherwise, my preference is really buy the stock outright and hold it for a while. And from a DMI perspective, this is I think this company has got a as you can see here, a bullish crossover. So I would it's a positive indicator, mildly bullish at this time. There is a bullish crossover. I would buy the stock outright and hold for a while. Nice on the balance volume. I love this. People are buying this company. That's why on the balance volume is going up. And check-in money flow is telling me it's just right now smart money is a little bit pulling out of the stock. That's fine because we have nice on the balance volume here, and also bullishness from a DMI perspective with a bullish crossover. I would probably discount check-in money flow here, because normally when the stock comes down, check-in money flow at times shows a negative drop like this. I would not worry too much about it. I would add to my position. Next is Riot blockchain, RIOT. They're also into cryptocurrency mining in North America, and they are also in I think it's Castle Rock, Colorado. It's again great company. They've been for a while now. They know how to manage this business and downturn. Earnings per share, as you can see here, there's some positive trend here. It's always good. Right now it's still negative, but there is at least some uptick in the earnings per share. That's good to know. And sales is nice here. I like the clip here. It's they've been doing nicely from a sales perspective. Shares outstanding is a little bit high, but I think with the sales is also higher, it's okay. In my books, I think it's not too bad. And as you look through here, folks are wondering, is it a good time to buy crypto stocks here? And Riot blockchain sinks as market gains. 12 best cryptocurrency to invest by Insider Monkey. And I think generally, news is a little bit mixed here, but I think this one is good to buy on any temporary weakness and hold it for a while. From a fundamental perspective, as you can see here, a $32 stock, not too much at all. Done nicely from a sales growth perspective. I like this. Nice gross margin. They've done very nicely for 1 year and even for 5 years. That's always good. I would buy some on this temporary weakness here. They've been down since last 1 week. They're trying to bounce back in last 1 day. From a fundamental perspective, nice trading volume. I like this 9.9 in 1 day. Yesterday, 19 million shares traded in last 3 months. Very liquid stock. You could trade this also. And they got nice cash here, $276 million in cash, and very low debt. This company, I think they know how to manage this downturn. They got nice growth estimate for next year. They got negative free cash, which is understandable in these companies. And as you scan through this here, they're above their 20-day and 20-day moving average, just below 50-day moving average, and they're also below their 120-day moving average, about 200-day moving average. Overall, I think its stock checks out. I would buy some at this weakness and hold it for a while. And if you look at the technical, from a technical perspective, this company, as you can see here, goes up and down nicely. They went all the way up to 80, came down, went up, came down, went up. Now it's down. Now it's trying to see which way to go. So I would take advantage of this temporary weakness and buy some. RSI is telling you it's trying to gain some momentum here and some strength. And as you scan through here, DMI, I think they turned bullish at this time. The blue line is trying to go above red line. That's a bullishness here, bullish crossover. On the balance, volume is telling you volume is positive. That's always good to know. And check in money flow, just like the previous stock, marathon, it's pointing down, but I would ignore this and buy into this weakness and hold it for a while. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.